Over the last 50 years, Uganda's landscape has transformed rapidly. Thick forests like Mabira are shrinking, Kampala's wetlands are being filled with soil for industrial zoning, and the waters of Lake Victoria are clouded with waste. When a polythene bag, or kavira, is thrown on the ground, it doesn't decompose. It gets buried in the soil, where it will remain intact for hundreds of years. Every action we take, from clearing land to dropping plastic, alters the delicate balance of our ecosystems. We leave a permanent biological footprint on the Earth. To understand what is at risk, we have to look at the natural environment, everything around us not created by humans. We rely on these natural resources for survival, and they fall into two categories: renewable and non-renewable. Renewable resources can be replaced by nature in a short amount of time. Uganda is rich in these, from the massive freshwater reserves of Lake Victoria to the river currents powering hydroelectric dams. Non-renewable resources take millions of years to form. Once we extract and use materials like the crude oil found in the Albertine Graben, they cannot be replaced. But a resource being renewable doesn't mean it is infinite. If our rapidly growing population consumes timber, fish, or clean water faster than nature can replenish them, those systems will eventually collapse. When we think of water pollution, we usually picture raw sewage or thick, dark factory waste. But some of the most dangerous pollutants are completely invisible. This diagram shows what happens when artificial fertilizer washes off nearby agricultural farms and dissolves into freshwater systems like Lake Victoria. Those invisible nutrients cause algae at the surface to rapidly multiply. This creates a thick green bloom that acts like a blanket, blocking sunlight from reaching the aquatic plants below. Without sunlight, underwater plants stop photosynthesizing and die. As bacteria break them down, they consume the remaining oxygen in the water. Once the oxygen meter hits zero, the aquatic life suffocates. The most devastating disruptions to an aquatic ecosystem are often these silent, invisible chemical chain reactions. A similar unseen threat exists in the air. The heavy exhaust fumes pouring out of vehicles in a typical Kampala traffic jam are packed with toxic gases. This graphic breaks down those exhaust fumes at the microscopic level. The primary emission is carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas that traps heat in the atmosphere and drives global climate change. Alongside it is carbon monoxide. When breathed in, this gas directly enters the human lungs, triggering severe respiratory diseases like asthma. Air pollution operates on two scales at once, destabilizing the global climate while systematically damaging local human health. To manage our local environment, we have to look closely at land pollution and the garbage we produce. It is easy to assume that once the garbage truck picks up our waste, it goes to some magical place called away. There is no away. Household waste collected from cities is simply relocated to massive, permanent landfills, where it stays indefinitely. In the soil, biodegradable waste like food scraps is easily broken down by bacteria and fungi. But non-biodegradable waste like single-use plastics cannot be processed naturally. They sit in the dirt and slowly leach toxic chemicals into the ground, killing beneficial organisms like earthworms. Let's test how these concepts connect. Pause the video and list 3 long-term biological effects that occur when farmers cut down local forests to burn wood for charcoal. Let's see how you did. First, removing the trees destroys animal habitats. Second, it reduces the amount of carbon dioxide absorbed from the air. And third, without tree roots to hold the dirt together, rainfall causes severe soil erosion. Whether through dumping plastics or clearing forests, land pollution permanently strips the soil of its nutrients, crippling its ability to support the foundational levels of our food web. Managing this environmental pressure requires a strict strategy. The most effective method for controlling waste is known as the 3 R's. First is reduce, create less waste, like carrying a cloth bag. Next is reuse, use items more than once. Finally, recycle, process old materials into new tools. For example, pack a plastic bottle with gravel, sand, and charcoal to create a mechanical water filter. This matrix connects our natural resources to the specific types of pollution threatening them and pairs them with the actionable solutions we just discussed. Take a moment to screenshot this chart. It serves as an excellent study guide for understanding these biological interactions. By understanding how our ecosystems operate and choosing to actively manage our waste, we have the power to protect the natural environment for the generations yet to come.